Okay, welcome once again to MixMixx. This week we are stepping out of what we normally do to look at something that most Ghanaians are not even aware exists, including myself: museum culture. I live in New York, where every now and then my children want to go to the museum, or even if you don't have kids who are interested in going to the museum, you would drive past one every now and then. I know of a few museums in Ghana. I know of the one in the Municipal Palace. I know of, a few. I did not know there was one on science and technology, of all things. Lucky me, today I have on the show Mrs. Akosua Saah Buckmann, who is going to tell us about what even I, full disclosure, did not know about. Museum culture in Ghana, and not just museum culture, but museum culture based on science and technology. Welcome to MixMixx, Mrs. Akosua Saah Buckmann, and thank you for making time with us.
Hi. Thank you, Chrissy, and I'm happy to be on your program.
Okay, so first of all, can I have you give us your full description, your full designation, I should say. What should we call you? What's your title, and where do you work?
Okay, I'm Akosua Saah Buckmann, Mrs., and I work at the Museum of Science and Technology, Accra. The Museum of Science and Technology is under the Ghana Museums and Monuments Board.
Okay.
It's a branch of the Ghana Museums and Monuments Board.
I see. And is it also affiliated with the UNDP or something like that?
No, it's not affiliated to UNDP. It's an agency under the Ministry of Culture and Tourism and Culture.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about this agency. When was it set up? What are your goals? Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so the museum was established in 1965. The Museum of Science and Technology was established in 1965 by two professors from the physics department, Professor Rice and Professor May. In 1969, it came under the authority of the Ghana Museums and Monuments Board, and that's where it has been since then. And the main mission for establishing the museum was to ensure that scientific skills and appropriate technology are transferred to the public through exhibitions. So that's it, and then that's about it.
So when you say the physics department or physics department, University of Ghana, you mean?
Yes, physics department of the University of Ghana. These two professors wrote to the then president, President Kwame Nkrumah, to establish a museum, and then he gave them the parcel of land where we are located now, the Vance Road.
Amazing. You are saying that this agency has actually been around since Kwame Nkrumah's days?
Yes.
Wow.
1965. The museum was established in 1965, and it has been in existence. Okay, I would say maybe we have not been active throughout
the entire period.
Early 20s, but now we are very active, and
I see.
We are moving on.
I see. Okay, so as head of such an agency, take just a minute to tell us what your day looks like. Once you click the key and enter your office, what's a typical day look like for you?
So a typical day, the first thing I do, since there's an exhibition on show, the typical day, when I put my bag down, I go straight to the exhibition space to monitor and see if everything is under control. And then I come back to my office. I have a few professionals, curators working under me, and we go through the comments book and see what people have commented the previous visits, and see if we need to do any changes in the exhibition, or if somebody has requested for anything, we work on it. And then we are always researching on the objects, because you know that it's an education facility. People come there to learn, so we are always researching on the objects there. And then I go ahead and research, and we are always planning what to do next. So that's a typical day. Yeah.
I'm assuming you are funded by the government.
Yes.
Okay.
We are
through the Ministry of Tourism.
We are
Okay.
Funded under the government.
Okay. All right. So science and technology, though, what has Ghana got to show in terms of science and technology?
What has
Ghana got to show in terms of science and technology? To have a whole museum dedicated to science and technology will presuppose that Ghana has something to show in that area. What do we have to show in the area of science and technology?
Yes, the Museum of Science and Technology, we are not looking only at things from Ghana, we are looking worldwide. But for what Ghana has got to show in technology, I think there's a lot out there. Unfortunately, we don't have some of these things in our collection. In science and technology, the universities I know that the universities are doing a lot of things. And even when COVID was at its peak and every country had to take care of its own, we all saw a lot of innovations that came up in Ghana from washing of hands to all those things in respiratory, whatever, all those things. I think we saw some people, innovative things coming up in Ghana. There are a lot of things out there on science and technology, but unfortunately, we don't have them in our museums now.
We'll come to that in a second. But what area of sciences do you cover? Because agriculture is also a science, for instance.
Yes, agriculture is also a science. And what we have now in our collection, and let me tell you that the collection we have now is from 1965, when the museum opened, and the exhibitions that they have here, they left the things here, they donated all the items to the museum. So we have items on objects on communication, human biology, transportation, and then I think, yes, communication, human biology, transportation, and then wildlife. That's the items we have on now.
Are some of these at least a small portion from Ghana?
Sorry?
Are some of these items at least a small portion from Ghana?
Yeah, some of the items are from Ghana, but we don't have it. Communication, I think there are some televisions that they were not made in Ghana, but they were assembled in Ghana.
Akosua Saah, right?
Yes.
And the Sanyos of the day, I remember those.
Yes. And then with transportation there was some, we have some, not the physical objects, but then we have some pictures of the very old buses and cars that were also assembled in Ghana.
Okay. Boafo, do you have the Boafo? Do you have the Boafo on show? Everybody from my generation at least knows the Boafo.
No, we don't have the Boafo.
I think you should get the Boafo. Anyway, so in connection with that, social media is also awash with raw ingenuity, like people who just have raw talent to do things, from, just like you mentioned, things concerning solving raw problems like the coronavirus, to things like creating even their own prototypes of vehicles and stuff like that. Do you have any of these on exhibition? Are you following any of this?
No, we don't have any of them on exhibition, but we are really following some of these people. We are trying to collaborate with them to do something big in the museum. The people that I can say that we are working with now is a group of young science teachers who have come up with a DEX technology, and it has to do with STEM education. STEM is what is on now. It has to do with STEM education. Those are the people that I'll say we are working with directly now.
Nice.
Yeah, but others, we are following the others, but it's not easy. It boils down to finance.
Funding.
So we are
good old funding. That's why I asked the earlier question about how you are funded, because if you are funded through the government, then I'm assuming that there's a lot of things on your table that needs to be seen to, that are not necessarily being seen to. But anyways, let me take a quote from you from an article I read online. You said science facilitates discovery, knowledge acquisition, and problem solving. Right? This is so true. But I'm asking you, taking this your quote into consideration, do you think Ghana as a nation is making the right connection with science and technology?
That's a difficult one. If you are making a direct connection with science.
Are we making the right connection with science and technology?
I would say we are trying, but I think we haven't gotten there yet. I think that we should have straight policies that allow the discovery research, the research discoveries to be put into practice. Otherwise, I would say we are not there yet.
Okay.
We are not there, because if you go to the universities, they have a lot of research funds on the shelves, but the implementation aspect is always the problem. So if we don't have a clear-cut policy for such a thing, it will be a bit difficult. We are not there yet.
Great. Now let's talk about museum culture in itself, because in Ghana, I don't know, maybe recently it's changed, but growing up, unless a school organized a trip to the museum, you never really found people saying, "Oh, I want to go to the museum." What is the museum culture now, right now, and what are you doing to improve that?
Most of our visitors are school children and then foreigners. But we are working towards, now that social media is very active, we are throwing ourselves on social media and trying to have activities. I think activities out of school times also pull people here, but it all boils down to funding. I'll continue saying that it's not easy, but then we are throwing ourselves on social media.
So I'll throw in a little suggestion here. In other countries where I've seen, because you are funded by the government would do things like give extra money to schools to come to to visit your facility, i.e. that money that they're giving to the school comes to you. But then it's such that all school children get the opportunity to come to your facility, so that you're not just sitting as an agency that's available to only a select few, but it's actually part of the curriculum for school children to come to your agency, and it's all funded, it's all paid for by the government. But anyway, just a small suggestion. Maybe they're already doing that, I don't know.
Yeah. No, the situation here is different. What we do, even the public schools, if you invite the public schools to come to the museum, they expect that you pay for their transport and their land. They
expect you, the museum, to pay for their transport, you said?
Yes. Yes. Unfortunately, we are all working under a tight budget, so it's difficult when it happens like that.
Yeah.
But for the private schools, they come all the time. But for the public schools, inviting the public schools to the museum, it's a problem.
Wow. Okay. All right. Now, are you affiliated with KNUST? Because KNUST is the citadel of science and technology in Ghana. Is your museum affiliated with them, or are you doing any type of work at all with them?
We work with the Sculpture and Arts Department of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. During our exhibitions, we collaborate with them to advise on the certain themes and the display methods and things like that, but not as on the basis of science and technology.
Are there any plans? Are there any plans to link your agency with the KNUST?
Yes. All those plans are in the pipeline. So we are working on it. I think the next year by this time when we are talking now, so you know.
I'll definitely hold you up to that. I'll hold you. I'll come back and ask you, God willing. But let's get there first. So there's currently an exhibition going on, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so the exhibition is divided into 4 sections. We did it that way, looking at our collection. So we have the communication section that shows us how communication has evolved from the drums from drums, gong gong, to telegraph system, and then the crank telephones, and then the normal telephones, and then the mobile phones. And then we have the different types of radios, televisions, and then the CD players, how all these things have evolved.
The floppy disk and all that.
Sorry?
Do you have the floppy disk? Because the other day my son was asking me what the floppy disk was.
Yes. Yes, when the children come and they don't even know how to use the crank telephone, they
right?
don't know how it is.
How do you hold this whole thing to your ears? It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then we have the wildlife section where we have different kinds of marine species. So we have different kinds of fish, and then the jawbone of a whale, and the skull of an elephant. And then the human biology section, we have the organs, the heart, the lungs, the kidney, and the brains. And then we have fetus.
Are these models or are these real lungs and?
No, these are real. These are real lungs and real hearts. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
we have this, and then the transportation section. We have the jet engine, and we have a model of a bicycle. That was built by a young Ghanaian boy when he was in secondary school when he was in middle school in the 1980s, and we understand he's now producing bamboo bicycles.
I was about to ask you that. I was about to ask you about the bamboo bicycles.
Yes, we have a bamboo bicycle on display.
Fantastic.
It was donated by a gentleman who went around the country for a project. It was for a project.
Fantastic.
He donated it to the museum. Yes, so we have a bamboo bicycle.
That's amazing.
We have the jet engine, and then Range Rover, the chassis of the Range Rover. Yeah.
So let's go back to that bamboo bicycle issue a little bit. Not just specifically about that, but generally speaking, if people have ideas that they think this should be at least seen by you, right? And then you decide whether you want to document it or not. Are your doors open for young inventors to show you their stuff? Because all these guys on social media craving, attention on social media, they could just, if you have an address, they could just walk to you and say, hey, listen, I invented a corn peeler or something.
Yeah.
Apostle Kojosafo, for instance, that's the elephant in the room, right? Everybody knows what he's been doing in the area of science and technology, even though he's not a conventional, scientist. Are you doing anything with him? Are you observing what he's doing?
We are observing from afar. And we are thinking about doing something with him one day. He's already big there, so we are observing what he's doing. We know the things that he's doing.
Why from afar? Why from afar, if I may ask?
We are observing him from afar.
Yeah.
Oh, what I mean is we really haven't gone to him, but I know in 2015 or 2016 there was a scientific cooperation week, and I think he played at the Science Museum, and he played a very big role, important role there. So
I see.
But since then we haven't done anything with him.
My other humble suggestion is that you should be doing a lot more with people like that, because I may be ignorant of certain facts in the industry, but I think that, for instance, if we gave the money that we use to import cars for the Ghana police, for instance, and gave that money to him to produce cars for the Ghana police, we will not only be, benefiting the country, we will also be putting stuff in your museum, because then we will have different models of Kantanka in your museum, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for making time with us. But one last question before we go. Why does your exhibition start from 1965? Because, for instance, if you look beyond that, there definitely was technology in Ghana, or at least in the area that has become Ghana. The Adansi people, for instance, had the technology to build, which is why they are called Adansi people, you know, for instance. Do we have anything like that? Or my question really is, why does it start from 1965?
No, the 1965, it's not, you see, the museum was established in 1965. So in numbering the objects in the museum, the collections came in 1965. Not that the things that are in the museum are things dating from 1965.
Oh.
Like they were produced in 1965.
I see.
But they came into the museum in 1965.
I see.
Yeah, so some of the things are older than 1965.
So roughly speaking, how old is your oldest exhibit? Roughly speaking, I know this is something you may have to go and check, but if you, off the top of your head.
This one I'll have to.
Okay, all right. I won't push you. I won't push you on that. I won't push you on that.
Like to,
yeah. Thank you very much.
I think I will have to check. Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you located? If anybody wants to come for international tourists also, who are going to Ghana, I would encourage you to go see the Museum of Science and Technology. Where are you located?
So the Museum of Science and Technology is located on the Barnes Road at Accra. So the landmarks that are there are from the cathedral towards the Polytechnic, Accra Polytechnic. That is if you are coming from the asylum, the psychiatric hospital, the Holy Spirit Cathedral. And it's between the Holy Spirit Cathedral and the Accra Polytechnic, Accra Technical University. And it's also close to the Workers' College, Accra Workers' College. Yeah.
All right.
So you get to the National Museum. From the National Museum, you get the Museum of Science and Technology. So the same stretch.
And what's the charge to get in the exhibition? Is there a fee?
Yeah, for the locals, for the primary school children, it's 3 cedis per head. For junior school, it's 7 cedis, and grown-ups 10 cedis. And for foreigners, it's 40 cedis for young ones, and then 60 cedis for adults.
Fantastic. And then my advice also to corporate bodies in the area of corporate social responsibility is to look at some of these things, you know, adopt schools, pay for them so they can go and see these things, because, you know, companies, especially companies which are science-based, you know, we need to grow the base of people who will come and man these companies in the future. So it only pays to build the interest in science and technology and not just trade, where people are creating things, young boys are creating things in China, and our old men are selling them on the streets. That does not work. Thank you very much, Mrs. Akosua Saah Buckmann. It's been a very eye-opening interview with you today. Thank you so much. We'll come knocking on your door again, like we said, for a more in-depth interview.
Okay, you're always welcome. Thank you too for having me.
Thank you so much. All right, have a great day.
Okay. Same to you. Bye-bye.
This has been Kwesi Iswanbako, and this is GH MixMixx. I come in peace, I come not to please. I'll see you next episode. Have a great time. Goodbye.